Get ready for the action because we are diving straight into the drama. Josh Hart is rethinking his whole perspective on Philadelphia sports after witnessing the Knicks fans' intense road invasion of the Xfinity Mobile Arena. He admits he used to think Philly was a sports town, but the recent takeover has really made him question that old view. We break down exactly what happened when the Knicks fans took over the Sixers' home turf and what that means for the future of Philly sports.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the reaction from the Knicks superfan community following the playoff sweep. Knicks superfan Timothée Chalamet dropped a very telling one-emoji message after the New York Knicks swept the Philadelphia 76ers. This post reveals the immediate emotional response from the dedicated fanbase after such a dominant performance, and we explore what this reaction says about the intensity of the Knicks' playoff run. Now, we pull back the curtain on the postmortem of the Philadelphia 76ers 2026 playoff run. Kevin Kinkead breaks down why this campaign is being called a failure, examining the team's struggles, Joel Embiid's health issues, and the disappointing sweep by the Knicks. We analyze the roster decisions, the pressure on Paul George, and what the future holds for the Sixers. Finally, we wrap up with the broader picture of Philadelphia sports chaos. We look at how the Flyers and Sixers combined to create what feels like two wasted seasons for the city. From the Flyers' struggles to the Sixers' defeat, we discuss the lingering impact of this disappointing weekend and what it all means for the rest of the season. Don't miss the full story, stay tuned right here. Josh Hart, a former Villanova basketball player and Knicks player, expressed a shift in his perception of Philadelphia sports following a significant event involving Knicks fans invading the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Hart stated, "I used to think Philly was a sports town. I don't know if it is anymore." The change in perspective followed the Knicks' sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference semifinals. During Game 4, the New York contingent created a highly charged atmosphere, loudly booing Joel Embiid and displaying taunting posters. The fans also engaged in coordinated chanting, such as "Knicks in 4, during moments of high intensity. The post-game celebration was extensive, with some fans surrounding a local TV reporter, creating a viral moment. 76ers star Tyrese Maxey acknowledged the disruption, stating, "It absolutely sucks if I'm being honest. It just sucks, bro. It just sucks, man. It sucks." Prior to the series, Embiid had urged Philadelphia fans to refrain from selling tickets, and the Sixers had implemented measures to restrict original ticket sales to local residents and donate seats to community groups. However, these efforts were insufficient to deter the Knicks fans, partly due to Philadelphia's proximity to Manhattan and the lower ticket prices compared to Madison Square Garden. Ticket resale data highlighted the influx of New York and New Jersey fans. TickPick reported that nearly 61% of Game 3 purchases for the night originated from New York and New Jersey, compared to 21.7% from Pennsylvania. For Game 4, 66% of purchases came from New York and New Jersey, versus 17.3% from Pennsylvania. Despite the disruption, the Knicks delivered a historic performance, shooting 25 of 44, 56.8%, from three-point range in their fourth victory by a margin of at least 29 points. Knicks star Jalen Brunson commented on the experience, noting, "It's a really cool feeling. It's something I will always think is one of the coolest things in the world, when you hear Knicks fans in opposing arenas." New York Knicks superfan Timothée Chalamet offered a subtle but clear sign of satisfaction following the team's decisive sweep of the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA playoffs. Chalamet shared a cryptic one-emoji message on his Instagram stories, posting a blank screen accompanied by a broom emoji, which fans immediately interpreted as a clear acknowledgement of the Knicks defeating the 76ers. The victory marked a significant moment for the Knicks, as they swept the 76ers in Game 4 on Sunday, May 10, 2026, securing their advancement to the Eastern Conference Finals. The series provided a notable backdrop for Chalamet, who was heavily involved in the early stages, skipping the Met Gala to attend Game 1 against the Sixers, with his partner Kylie Jenner joining him for Game 2, before Chalamet traveled to Philadelphia for Game 3. The Knicks demonstrated their dominance in the series, overcoming a setback after a narrow 6-point win in Game 2 to secure victories in Games 3 and 4 by significant margins of 14 and 30 points, respectively. Game 4 was particularly decisive, as the Knicks established a commanding lead early on, scoring 43 points in the first quarter. Miles McBride was a key contributor in Game 4, scoring 25 points while maintaining a 70% shooting percentage, filling in for an injured OG Anunoby. The Knicks now await their Eastern Conference Finals opponent as the Detroit Pistons and Cleveland Cavaliers continue their own playoff matchup. The sweep solidifies the Knicks' momentum heading into the next phase of the postseason. Philadelphia 76ers Postmortem, a season of exhaustion and disappointment. Philadelphia sports fans are left to reflect on the 2025-2026 season, with many suggesting the team was worn down after 8 seasons of struggling to advance past the second round during the Joel Embiid era. The campaign concluded with the Sixers being swept out of the second round by a Knicks team benefiting from home court advantage. Despite moments of high performance, the season was marred by significant health issues. Rookie VJ Edgecombe had a strong season, and Tyrese Maxey reached his second All-Star game while posting career highs. Joel Embiid returned from appendectomy surgery to help the team secure a postseason appearance, erasing a 3-game series deficit against the Celtics. However, Embiid's health proved to be a major impediment, suffering an oblique strain that sidelined him for 13 games. He also dealt with hip and ankle issues during a Knicks series, ultimately playing only 7 of the team's 11 playoff games. Paul George also faced challenges, including an inexcusable PED suspension that limited his regular season appearances to 38 games. Analysts suggested that had George remained available during periods of injury to Embiid and Maxey, the team might have navigated the seeding better. Looking ahead, the team's future appears capped by existing contracts. Joel Embiid's 3-year maximum extension begins next season, and key players like Paul George and Tyrese Maxey have further guaranteed money, limiting the front office's maneuvering room. The best-case scenario involves a summer break for recovery, but skepticism remains regarding the team's ability to reach the conference finals given the aging core. The 76ers' path to the playoffs involved a difficult route, including a Game 7 on the road in Boston, followed by a forfeiture of Game 1 in MSG. Ultimately, the postmortem suggests the Sixers experienced another disappointing exit, cementing the season in the annals as a failure for many observers. Philadelphia experienced a significant downturn in its sports fortunes over the recent weekend, marked by disappointing playoff exits for multiple teams. The Philadelphia Flyers were eliminated after losing to the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime, falling to 4 straight losses. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia 76ers suffered a devastating sweep by the New York Knicks, losing 144-114 in Game 4. This dual defeat signaled a major setback for the city's sports scene, with analysts suggesting the weekend represented a merger of civic deflations. While the Philadelphia Phillies remain in contention with 121 games left in the season, the overall sentiment following the Flyers' and Sixers' performance was one of wasted potential. The Flyers made the postseason for the first time in 6 years, but their exit highlighted the gap between competing and contending. The Sixers, despite strong performances, faced a formidable New York Knicks team that demonstrated a significant offensive evolution. The Sixers' struggles underscored a pattern of high promise but low delivery, with the last second-round exit occurring in 2001. The collective results across the Flyers and Sixers led to a conclusion that the weekend was a bad one for Philadelphia on balance. The report concluded that the team would need to move past any pretense and focus on future performance, signaling a challenging period for the city's sports franchises.